Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Z Clamone, and this is my review for Episode 8 of Andor. I'm petting my dog, Crash. Let's see if he wants to be a cameo. You want a cameo? You want a cameo in here? He's the cutest thing ever. And before we get into it, let's get some house cleaning out of the way. I'm going to need you to hit that subscribe button as I'm trying to grow into my YouTube career. Also, hit a like if you do enjoy this video, and also comment below and let me know what you think of Episode 8 of Andor. Now, let's get right into it. So, overall, I have been really liking the episode. I honestly do think this is the best Star Wars show since Mandalorian. To me, Mandalorian is still, the stable. It's like what we like, all right, that's the blueprint. Let's try to go off of that. But I also really appreciate how adult this show is. This is not a show for kids. Kids can certainly watch it. Like, there's no nudity. They brief man-ass in it. Disney, you cowards. But... besides that, no, it's a very family friendly show, and I think they said one cuss word out of all of it. Also, I'm also really enjoying the structure of it. I get a sense of like a 6-episode type arc for like a whole entire storyline, and then we get into it, and I think we're in story number 2 right now. But I think I read the showrunners so actually saying no, it goes in 3s, and I can see that as well. So I do think next week he does break out of the prison, since that seems to be this 3-episode arc for it. My only criticism of this show so far, and it was still apparent in this one, and it was more apparent in this episode than it has been in others. In episode 7, I felt it a little bit on my second viewing because I watched it early last week, but and then I watched it later and I didn't feel it as much. But this one, watched in the afternoon, wide awake, and I felt the pacing quite a bit. I just think some of these scenes go too long, like they served their purpose, and I just... maybe, but not too long, like 1 or 2 seconds, really. I'm just like, all right, what are we doing? And I just think a little bit more up-tempo with these scenes. Again, I'm not saying like, go pew pew, or make a like quick quip here and there. Just, wrap it up a little bit faster to me, and my personal preference anyway. Maybe I'm just conditioned with how these Disney shows usually go, and I'm still adjusting to it. And I also really like how human they make everyone. Like, they do something here that we have yet to really see, like, in any medium of Star Wars. Like, any Imperial person that we follow throughout. It's just pure, mustache twirling, they're evil, and all that stuff. And with this show, it's different. Like, there are some people, there's like a blue-collar worker, like, who's like, no, this is the job, and someone's making a crime. That's not right. I've been told this is not right. He's not doing the right thing. So please let me help you. And there's a woman who is just trying to land on her feet in a world of men, like, and it's just very human. And I'm just like, really, I cheer for them. I absolutely cheer for them. And I want them to team up. Then I remember who they work for when they go onto the field. And I'm like, wait, no, I don't want you to succeed. I don't want you to succeed that much. I just want you to prove people wrong. Like, oh, crap. Their names are leaving me. But, the Imperial girl who's like, she's talking to these people. And she's like, dude, because of this, and because the head Imperial person is just not listening to her at all. And it takes a guy to come and be like, no, look, you should listen to her. And he goes, okay, fine, I'll listen to her. Okay, yeah, she's got a point. All right, fine, do what you do. and this guy, we did see the mom in this episode. I don't really remember if we see the mom. If we do, it's like for a split second. But man, I'm just like, man, I really hope you make her proud, man, because that is truly your motivation. So, in a way, they get me to be like, yeah, no, you go get it. Like, I understand their place completely, and I'm in that hard place where I'm just like, I want you to succeed, but at the same time, I don't. Also, it was really cool to see Forrest Whitaker again, Saw Gerrera. Yeah, that was my boy in Rogue One. I mean, the scene that he's in for Rogue One is one of my favorites, and he absolutely just commands. Forrest Whitaker always commands the camera when he's on screen. But for those 5 minutes, I mean, that scene was so invigorating. But, you also got Skarsgård next to you, and them just going back and forth of just playing the political, like, talking and all this stuff, like, oh yeah, okay, no deal for you, because you disrespected me. And I want to know more of that history. I hope we get a flashback episode of them, like, when did this beef start? Because, they got some petty rivalries, what the Skarsgård character said. I don't remember his name. Um, and yeah, I mean, again, like, if it just wasn't for the pacing, I mean, it was cool to see Andor. It's also really cool just to live in this world a little bit and like seeing the different rankings of the Imperial Army and like how the prison system works. And it's like so real because like oh yeah, we take care of our inmates, we give them food, we give them bathroom, we give them all these things, but we torture them. And if anyone and you know, it has to be so nice and oily clean. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm a clean person. I am. I like to keep my place in order, but you know, it's not like super spotless. I don't know what it is, but like super spotless places, like super OCD type things, are like a type of horror to me. Like in one of my writing scripts, like, and you know, this is based off of my sister Marissa. She'll defend it. She's a very OCD person, but like super clean, neat freak, and like just like a little simple scrap is gonna set it off, and like it just goes off the walls from there. Like that's how this prison system was, and you know, there's just something like really nice about that. And I had no idea Andy Serkis was in this job. In this show. It's a job to him. It's a show to us. I had no idea Andy Serkis was in this show. And man, Andy Serkis, man, it's so cool when he gets to be just like cutthroat type, like army general type boss thing. Like he says, "Do you understand?" I'm like, "Yes, sir." Like, I was just like, God. Andy Serkis, man. He's like one of those people I really want to meet, but I'd be so intimidated too. Like I'll see him like, "Oh, look, it's Andy Serkis. You want to go meet him?" No, I don't. I'm scared. I've heard he's the nicest guy, but man, he's such an intimidating dude, especially in this show. It did bring a big smile to my face to see him. Another criticism I have with this episode, because you know this is episode 8. This is obviously a filler, if you will, within this 3-arc episode, because obviously they were just kind of kicking the can. They were just kind of hanging out. It was just not whatever, but like at the same time, it was just like, all right, we're just passing time. And again, this is just, you're just gonna have these kinds of episodes when you have this long of a season. But even though it was kind of just kicking the can, again, I just really enjoyed just hanging out, seeing how just how life really is after the Empire took over, and you know, seeing the different ranks, seeing different brackets of the Empire, and seeing how they work again with the prison system. And I even get to the oh man, I'm doing horrible today, guys. The senator, the one who was hosting the party and going back and forth with Palpatine, like, well, do you feel afraid? And like, oh man, all these people are just so smug. I hate them. I'm really intrigued by her storyline too. I'm very curious to see what more she's going to be capable of. I do not like that husband. Not that the actor is doing bad. He's doing great. I mean, I think he's doing his job, but I just know something's going to happen because, you know, that's not a happy marriage. I kind of hope he turns a new leaf. I don't really see it. I don't think her friend's going to make it. But going back to like my thing, like where I cheer for the Imperial people that we follow, but when they get to the field, I'm like, nope, you're a bad guy. Like when they get what's her name? Again, I'm doing so horrible. Andor's ex-girlfriend / best friend, and they bring her to the torture chair / interrogation room, and you know how she just turns it on, and you know, do the mislead, and like, oh man, she's so good, and then they shut the door. Like, there's just some predictable things that are going to happen. Like, obviously the couple, who's also watching from afar because they have to go and kill Andor, because that's the plan. And they're going to save her to get what they need, and maybe even team up and then backstab her to get to Andor at some point. Like, that's going to happen, right? Like, that's totally going to happen. So yeah, there's that also as well. But overall, again, I really enjoyed the episode. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm really looking forward to next week. Again, this is the second best thing since The Mandalorian. And yeah, again, comment below and let me know what you think about Andor episode 8. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like me, hit that subscribe button as I'm trying to grow into my YouTube career. And that'll be it for me, guys. And I'll see you next time at Limit Studios.